Thank you very much. Would you mind to feedback if you could see my slide right now, please?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. What to say? My name is Rattapol, Kasemrat, right? I am studying in Faculty of Economics, Rangsit University. Nice to have you here as the audience, right? My presentation today is about the potential acceptance of Thai retail CBDC. Yeah. So the objective of the research is there are two objectives, right? One is to study the acceptance of retail CBDC in Thailand and to investigate the factors that may impact on the acceptance of the retail CBDC in Thailand. Yeah. By the way, if you guys heard about the word CBDC sometime, the CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currencies, yeah, which is nowadays the word quite becoming popular, yeah, after Bitcoin, yeah. But it is a digital currency that is issued by the central bank of each country. For example, probably in Thailand very soon in the next few months. In China, they are now in the pilot phase, yeah. And there are two types of CBDC. One is the wholesale, another one is the retail. Yeah, the wholesale one is designed you may need to go to wholesale. But by the way, for the peer-to-peer, for example, if I would like to transfer from myself to my friend, so this one would be considered as a retail. Yeah. So there are the differences between CBDC, e-money, and cryptocurrencies. Yeah, this one is a table to elaborate you more into the detail. The Thailand or other retail CBDC. For this one, I'll focus in the Thailand one. Yeah, it is issued by BOT. BOT is the Bank of Thailand. Yeah, and potentially technologies. Yeah, and it is supported by the reserve. Yeah, of course, because it is backed up by the Bank of Thailand. Yeah, regarding to the e-money, it is issued by the bank or non-bank. Yeah. The non-bank one for Thailand, if you are familiar with True Money Wallets, it is a non-bank companies. Yeah, and that one can be considered as e-money as well. Yeah, and for the e-money itself, it is centralized and supported by the reserve. The last one is about the cryptocurrency. I think none of us haven't heard about the Bitcoin. It is quite popular in the recent year. Bitcoin is one of the cryptocurrency, and it is issued by a company or private sector. Yeah, decentralized, and it is using blockchain technology. So we can't guarantee that it is could be supported by reserve, or partially it can be supported by reserve or asset. If you knew, if you heard about Luna coin, it is partially supported by Bitcoin actually. Yeah, but on the cryptocurrency part, I'll not dig that down in the detail in this session. Yeah. This is what they call money flow. Yeah, it is a taxonomy of the money by Benz and Garrett in 2017. When we focus on the CBDC, let me try to bring the pointer. Yeah, there are two CBDC words here. Yeah, but beforehand, there are 4 elements of the pictures, right? One is the universally accessible, one is electronic, one is central bank issue, and the last one is peer-to-peer. Yeah, as I mentioned, the wholesale CBDC is something that we use only for transfer the big chunk amount of money. 10, 20, $100 million, we can go to this one. So it is an intersection between peer-to-peer, yeah, and central bank issues and electronic. We go to this CBDC wholesale. But when we touch into the CBDC retail, it's come together with the universally accessibility. So meaning that I can transfer the money to my friend, yeah, with the retail CBDC, and can buy the food, consumer product, or whatever I like to buy, yeah, with the CBDC retail, yeah. So there are three kinds of potential solutions that Thailand will implement the CBDC, especially the retail one. Yeah, number one is the it is indirect CBDC. From the picture, you could see we still have the banks in the center. Yeah, we have Central Bank or BOT, Bank of Thailand on the left. We have people and small company and firm on the right. Yeah. So CBDC is the claim on intermediary. So meaning that we still have banks in place. Kasemrat, Krung Thai, yeah, whatever, we still have banks. And the intermediary is on board with meaning to the KYC. The KYC is to know your customer, right? You need to identify your customer using the ID or probably phone number, yeah. And then central banks still handle the wholesale payment. This is the first one, and it is a potentially be the one that in Thailand would choose to implement soon within this year, if nothing changes. So another one is on the direct CBDC. So from this picture, you could see already that we don't have banks in the middle. We have only the Bank of Thailand on the left and the people and the firms on the right. CBDC is claimed on the central bank, yeah, intermediately or central bank on board, the KYC. Yeah, central bank handle everything, include the retail payments. So we don't need to have banks in the picture at all. Yeah, you could imagine what's happened next if we don't have banks. Another one is the mix between the two, between direct and indirect. So we have something intermediary. CBDC is still claimed on the central bank or the Bank of Thailand. Intermediaries on board doing the KYC and handle the retail payments. Central bank periodically record the retail balance. Yeah, this is different from the previous one with the central bank handle the wholesale CBDC. Yeah, so slightly different, and this one is the mix between the two. Yeah. So come back to the research, right? We have a material and methods here. So when we do the research, we use the quantitative analysis, and we use the binary linear regression model. The sample size of 248 that we focus on the population that familiar with the use of the e-money, because we believe that the e-money characteristic is quite close to the CBDC. Yeah. The independent variable that we use were gender, occupation, age, education level, income, media, and experience of the e-money users. Gender and the using of e-money are the two dummy variables in the research analysis. So the survey result, we found that 51.4% are male and 48.6% are female, which is pretty close to each other. The age between 21 and 30 years old is the majority. Yeah. And 43.4% is students, still the students, which present as dominant of the occupations. Education level at 64.2% is the bachelor degree. Yeah. Income is less than 10,000 is the majority at 37%. And the last one, 93.2% of the samplings used in the experience of users of the e-money. So meaning that most of them are quite familiar of the e-money uses. Yeah. The research result actually we have done two times. Number one, we used the variables the gender, occupation, age, education level, income in Thai baht, media, and the experience of using of the e-monies. So the outcome show clearly that only media and the e-money are in the significance. Yeah. So we designed to remove out the rest except media and e-money, and we do another test result, which presented here. So yeah, this is clearly to us that the change of coefficient of the media by 0.274% change of coefficients of e-money of 2.366. The adoption of Thai retail CBDC will change the same directions. Yeah. So in other words, meaning that when there is an increase of 1 unit of the use of media, the adoption of Thai retail CBDC will increase by 1.316. And likewise, when there is an increase of 1 unit of experience of using e-money, the adoption of Thai retail CBDC will increase 10.652 times. Yeah. So in conclusion, so to promote the Thai retail CBDC, Bank of Thailand could use media and social media to build which are very popular here: Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. They could do that. Yeah. And another one is to promote Thai retail CBDC. Bank of Thailand could focus more to the citizens that likely to experience with the use of e-money. Yeah. If one experienced using e-money before, so it will be easily for them to adopt the Thailand retail CBDC. Yeah, that's all for my research and presentation today. Yeah. If you could have a question, please, or any comments, please feel free to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that again. Another awesome presentation coming from the Rangsit University. Do we have questions, or suggestions coming from our participants, from our listeners? Now, the topic is quite interesting, because it talks about digital currency. I mean, those who are using online, buying online, most likely you are using e-money. Okay.
Yeah.
So my question now here is that your conclusion, it's more on the promotion of the retail, because your suggestion is you want it to be at least promoted using social media. What about the wholesale the wholesale CBDC? How can you promote that to like businesses?
Just come back to the background for Thailand, which not in the presentation. Thailand side, the BOT has done the pilot test between Thailand and Singapore. The project called IN22-004. Yeah, actually it is a collaboration between country to countries. Yeah. So once that regarding to the pilot has been successfully done, so the Bank of Thailand and Bank of Singapore, for example, they will announce to the firms under each country and then promoted them to encourage them to use as well. So it is mostly regarding to awareness from the public and private sector side. Yeah, I would rather say it is quite similar way of working with the retail CBDC, that we could encourage them, get the awareness from them by the news, social media, or the public announcement from the bank itself. Yeah.
How about government incentives?
You mean the interest?
Yeah, if businesses would be able to use this if they will be given incentives by the government.
Unfortunately, no. As far as I learned, no. There will be no interest based on the CBDC. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, for this presentation. So let us now again a round of applause for our presenter, Mr. Rattapol.